Welcome to Tank's Vlog. Today is June 29, 2017. It's a wrap up for the day in sports. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Na 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 na. Phil, goodbye. Your triangle, it no longer works when you don't have those big stars. It's a joke. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Yes, that's right. The Knicks have fired Phil Jackson, and the fans rejoice. I mean, you haven't seen Knicks fans this happy since the days of Patrick Ewing. The firing of Phil Jackson, it was almost like that feeling you had in Iraq as they pulled down the statue of Saddam Hussein. I mean, that's the toppling. That's the absolute feeling you have as Phil Jackson and his triangle have been given the boot. You know, Phil Jackson's always been kind of a fraud. Let's face it, come on. Anybody could have won with those Jordan teams. Sure, Doug Collins didn't quite get the job done at first, but you know what? That team was growing. That's like the old style, how things used to be done. You didn't just plug a coach in or plug a couple players in and suddenly win. No, you had to grow a team. You had to develop a team. And Doug Collins developed that Bulls team. And they got to the Eastern Conference Finals in 1989, but they didn't win. They fired Collins and hired Jackson. They went again to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost again to the Pistons. See, they had to beat the Pistons. They had to figure out how to beat the Pistons before they could win the NBA championship. And if Phil did that, he won his 3 straight rings, and he won another 3 straight. But at the time, Jordan was the man, the greatest player of all time. I mean, anybody could have won with that team. It would have been a failure if he didn't win any championships. Come on. And then he goes to the Lakers, and he has Shaq and Kobe Bryant when they're at the top of their game, when they're the best players in the league, and then they win another 3 straight. That's how he won. He had the best players, always had the best players. And you can't tell me that it's because of his coaching. Now, he was a good coach, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for winning 11 championships, but come on. To call him the greatest coach, as ESPN always does, is a joke. Red Auerbach, he built those Celtics dynasties. He built that team. He made that winner. He created everything that team was, and he never lost. And he didn't have necessarily the greatest players. I mean, you could argue Bill Russell is one of the best players of all time. But Wilt Chamberlain played in that era. Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, and he beat them all the time. All the time. And Wilt Chamberlain was one of the most dominant forces in the history of basketball. And Red Auerbach always beat him. Always. I mean, it's just incredible. And what's probably going to happen now is Phil Jackson's going to go to L.A. He'll be their coach next year when they bring in LeBron James, when they bring in Paul George, Steph Curry, and everyone else that's a big star, because that's what Phil Jackson does. That's how the NBA works. All the stars come together. They usually come together in L.A. at some point, and then everyone's going to declare, "Oh, Phil, he's a genius again." Stuff it. This is Phil Jackson. It's one chance that he had to prove that he could build a winner, and he failed miserably. The song I started off with today, I should mark this, was Na 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 Na, Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye, which is, of course, sung by Steam. And ironically today, the lead singer who wrote that song, Gary DiCarlo, lost his battle to lung cancer. So we want to acknowledge his passing and say rest in peace, because that song's always been a big part of sports, especially the Chicago White Sox. And today, the Yankees played the White Sox and bounced back from a crushing loss last night and won a big game today, won 12-3. And the big part of that was Miguel Andujar, who had a great debut. 3 hits, 4 RBIs. It's the most runs driven in by a Yankee player making his Major League debut. And this is a team that's had a lot of great players make their debuts with the Yankees. So, big game for Miguel Andujar, who had a great debut. With all the injuries the Yankees have, they're going to need some players to come up and step up like that. Meanwhile, Chicago's other team, the Cubs, they continue to be maligned in mediocrity. Lost a second straight to the Nationals. Back at 39-39. But it's not hurting them because the Milwaukee Brewers are the only team in that division above 500, and they're 41-39, and they're not playing any better. I mean, I tell you right now, the National League Central is mediocrity central. Dodgers, they lost again to their Angels. So the Freeway Series, the best they could do is get a split against the Angels. The Angels have hung in there. They're playing pretty well. They're definitely in the wild card hunt in the American League, despite the loss of Mike Trout. So when Trout gets back, that team could be quite dangerous. Good job by Mike Scioscia managing this year. Meanwhile, in the National League wild card, the Colorado Rockies have suddenly gotten ice cold. They've just got swept by the San Francisco Giants. I mean, this is the same Giant team that looked utterly hopeless and lackluster and dead against the Mets this weekend. Now they've swept the Rockies. I can't believe that, to tell you the truth. So the Rockies might be coming back to earth. They're now 6 games out of first, and they were in first place before this slide started, and 4 games behind the Diamondbacks. But both teams still are well in front in the wild card. So if one of those 3 teams starts struggling, that National League wild card can tighten up. Although I don't know if it's going to help the Mets much. They're still scuffling, although they got a nice start today. Steven Matz won 8-0. Every day there's something injury, and then they're just puzzling. The Mets today said that they're comfortable with their training staff. Are you kidding me? What? Do they like that these players get hurt all the time? That they're training, that they got this muscle-bound idiot telling them to lift weights nonstop and lose flexibility? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. My front page today on Sports Encyclopedia looks at the firing of Phil Jackson. With our 3 stars, Marcus Stroman, who pitched a shutout against the Orioles for the Toronto Blue Jays, Chris Davis, who had a big day for the A's despite losing to the Houston Astros, and the aforementioned Miguel Andujar, who had 4 RBIs for his debut for the New York Yankees. Our birthday shout-out today is to Kawhi Leonard, who turns 26. And our on-this-date look-back is at the incident in 1989, the Boise Hawks, a single-A team for the Northwestern League, where manager Mal Fishman, after being ejected, grabbed a mascot costume and went back on the field and tried to manage his, oops, I think Jim Irsay is posting on Twitter again. I don't know if Jim Irsay was hacked or what. Well, check out the Barstool Sports for the Boise Hawks story and Sports Encyclopedia. And Jim Irsay, I guess he's, as the Four Seasons would say, is, oh, what a night, late June in 2017, she was very special to me. I decided to send a tweet. Den, 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 den. Oh, I'll claim I was hacked so I could get away from it. Oh, it was night for Rod Jim Irsay of the Colts. Oh, what a night. Good day.